Hello there, welcome to my channel Beauty Talk. My name is Linda, and in today's video we're gonna get ready together. We're gonna be applying our makeup together while we talk about 2026 goals. I'm gonna be sharing with you some of my personal 2026 goals, and maybe if you share some of these goals, let me know down below so that we can support each other and cheer each other so that we can actually achieve these goals in 2026. And if not, maybe this video will inspire you to set your own 2026 goals. So make sure you have something to drink, get yourself comfortable, and let's get ready together. All right, now I hope you have yourself some coffee or whatever you want to drink. I am having a little bit of coffee. I'm just finishing it as I was having my coffee while I was preparing my notes. So here I have my notes. I filmed this video already last week in Spanish, but I just wanted to go over it so that this video, I'm not rambling, I'm not making this video too long for you. So I'm going to be talking about my goals as I put on my makeup. So I'm not going to tell you every single step. I'm not going to call out all the products. I might do that in between, but everything that I use will be listed down below. So check that out if you are interested in any of the products that I'm using. And in terms of the goals, I have 3 themes that I'm going to touch on. I'm not going to talk about all of my life's goals, like my financial goals, all of my personal goals, relationship goals. I'm not going to talk about all of those because otherwise the video is going to be extremely long. So my plan is to focus on goals that maybe you can relate to, and also goals like my channel growth and things like that that are also connected with you. So let's get this makeup started. I'm going to start by doing my eyeshadow today. I'm going to start by prepping my eyes and talking about my first goal. So the 3 themes that I have are lifestyle, wellness, and fitness. And then second is a beauty goals. And third is my content creation and growth. So let's get into that. The first theme, which is lifestyle, wellness, and fitness, is the longest one, to be honest, and it's definitely the most important one because without that one, you know, we can't work on the others. So let me prep my eyelids. I've already cleaned my eyelids with a little micellar water to remove the excess oil, and I've done my eyebrows just to save a little bit of time. I'm going to use this concealer. This is a concealer from Charlotte Tilbury that I'm trying to use up, which is part of my beauty goals for 2026, and I'll touch upon that when we get there. But the first goal that I have, which is in terms of wellness, lifestyle, and fitness, and if you know me, if you follow me over on Instagram, you know that fitness is a huge part of my life. I think it's so important. It should be part of everyone's lives, to be honest. Some level of fitness is extremely important, I think. So the first goal that I have in that sense relating to fitness is, not surprisingly, but is to work out consistently. And this is really important. It's not about working out perfectly. It's not about losing weight. I'm not trying to lose weight, by the way. And if any, the opposite. My goal is more so inclined to gaining muscle. That's something that I would need. So the goal is to work out consistently and a little bit more intensely, because last year, 2025, I don't know about you, but it was, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my best year. There's a lot of good things, because there's always good things. There's always a lot to learn. But at the same time, it was a very heavy year, and I'll go more into that as I talk about the other goals. I was consistent with working out, but there's a lot of things that kind of set me back, and I lost a lot of strength in terms of my physique. And when I was working out, there was a lot of things that I had to kind of like, okay, I got sick. So when you get sick, you kind of can't lift up the same amount of weight, so you have to lower it down again, and that kind of back and forth happened a little too much. That's not to say that I wasn't consistent. I was actually consistent, which is the most important thing at the end of the day, is that you're consistent. But I want to continue being consistent. But on top of that, I want to get stronger, because again, I'm trying to build muscle. So I've just set my eyelids with a little bit of loose powder, and I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette. I always keep them in the boxes. I don't know why. Well, I do. I just like to keep them nice and protected. So I'm going to use my NATASHA DENONA I Need a Nude palette. You're probably tired of seeing it, but I love it. And I think because I'm wearing pink today, this is going to look really nice. I actually used this as well in my video from last weekend. I'm going to go in with this beautiful color, Vogue. My next goal in terms of lifestyle, wellness, and fitness has to do with nutrition. So I am going to be honest, in general, I believe I eat really well. I'm a person that eats really balanced. I'm not restrictive in what I eat. And in general, I believe I have a really good nutrition. I eat balance in the sense that I'm not afraid of eating my carbs. I'm not afraid of eating sweets. I eat a good amount of protein every day and a lot of greens, a lot of vegetables, fruits, and vegetables. I eat all of those things. However, there's always room for improvement. And I feel this is important this year because, again, 2025 was a year where a lot of things happened to me and just threw me off that path. So I was still overall eating pretty healthy. But there was like some specific things that were a little bit off. Like I was just indulging a little bit more in sweets, and alcohol, and those kind of things creep up. It's not that I've gained weight. I haven't been weighed myself, but it's more so the inflammation that I feel in my body. And also you don't see results from your workouts as fast because your nutrition is not on point. So it's not about, I'm not saying that I'm gonna cut those things off, but what I'm saying is that I just want to have a better handle of them and have them more in moderation, because last year I feel like I was just overdoing it. That is the biggest issue. And this ties in with my first goal, which is to work out more consistently and more intensely, because I also want to see visibility of my muscles. One of my goals that I've had since 2023 was to have visible muscles, specifically visible abs. I know it's a little bit vain, but for me, it's just something that makes me feel confident. If I have abs, it makes me feel like, wow. When I see women that have strong abs, it just makes me feel that they are strong, that they are powerful. And I want to feel like that. So I also want to look that way. That's going to contribute to my self-esteem, my confidence, and all those kind of things. And between 23 and 24, I actually achieved that. I was looking back at my photos and footage from my holidays in that year, and I definitely did achieve that. I could see like visible abs, and I was just strong, and I felt a little bit more confident. But in 2025, as I said, with my nutrition falling off and also losing that physical strength in the gym, I don't see that much muscle definition. And if you see me on Instagram, by the way, if you follow me over there, I do share a lot more of my fitness and lifestyle there. So if you like those kind of things, make sure you're following me over there. I share almost every day. And let me know if you'd like for me to share more about that here on YouTube. I create more videos about my day-to-day, going to the gym, my food, and all those kind of things. I would love to do it, but I want to know if you would like to see it first. Where was I? I feel like I'm a little bit lost now. Like I was saying, for me to see results and see more muscle visibility, more muscle growth, my nutrition needs to be more on point. And again, it's not about restricting. It's just about being a little bit more mindful about what I'm eating. It's so important, because last year, 2025, I was just overdoing it. And I can definitely see that in my body. Just gonna take a little bit of this darker color, this gray, it's called Tender, to give my eyes a little bit more definition. Now there's a third goal, and this one is the most important, which is rest. I want to prioritize my rest this 2026. And this is extremely important, because without rest, I will not see the results of the first two goals that I mentioned, which is working out consistently, developing muscle, and having better nutrition. If your sleep is off track, you're probably going to overindulge in more foods. You're going to be more stressed. You won't have the energy to work out. So sleeping is so important. And this is so important for me too, because in 2025, I actually suffered a burnout. Around October 2025, I suffered a collapse of my nervous system. I find it funny to talk about it, but I did. And that was really awful. So basically what happened was that I was not sleeping for like 2 months. If I slept a few hours on and off, but it was like horrible. I was not sleeping. And then one day it's just like my brain was totally collapsed. I couldn't think, I couldn't work, I couldn't remember anything. My body was rebelling against me, basically. And I think that this happened because of many things. I think being a woman makes this more common. Let me know if this happens to you. But as a woman, I feel like I need to do everything. And I was doing all of that in the past few years. I was working really hard at my job outside of YouTube. I have a job, you didn't know, and I was working really hard there to try and progress. And then I was studying at some point an exam which I failed, and I'll tell you more about that maybe another day. And I failed, so that was a lot of stress. I was working, studying, trying to produce content, trying to be a great wife, trying to keep up with my house. And I think that I was just doing too much, and that led me to burnout. And I was feeling really, really bad. I'm just gonna take this color here. This is called Mia. I'm gonna put that on the eyelids. And that led to a nervous collapse, and my nervous system was just extremely out of whack. So I wasn't sleeping. It took a really long time to regulate, and to be honest, I'm still regulating. I definitely have been sleeping a lot better, but I still need to have more consistency. There's still like 3-4 nights a week that I am, waking up on and off, and so it's still not there yet. It's taking a really long time. And the way I describe it is that the feeling that I had during this time, I feel as it was like when women have a baby. I wouldn't know, but I feel like it's that because I don't have children. It's like if you had a baby in the first 2-3 months, you can't sleep because you have a newly born. I felt like it was like that, except without the joy of having the baby. That's how I felt. And I really don't wish that upon anyone. It was really not great. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, because having a breakdown of your nervous system is real. It's real. I thought that this was like some kind of, I don't know, it's something I don't hear so many people talk about, the nervous system, because it feels so, I don't know, so far away, so intangible, and you don't associate it with other diseases that people take more seriously. But now that I realize it, it's so important. And because of these things, because they don't end up in something so drastic as in a hospital or something like that. People don't take them so serious, and then in the long run you end up having more serious diseases, probably like cancer and God knows what. God forbid I have any of that. But I think it was just a wake-up call for me to basically slow down. And that is going to connect with the few other goals that I have relating to lifestyle, wellness, and fitness, which is be more conscious about the use of my phone. I think that nowadays we've become addicted to our phones. It is sick. We are sick. We are just sick. We cannot live without our phones. Tell me if you disagree. I'm talking about this not as a judgment to anyone else, but because I'm acknowledging it for myself. I cannot live without my phone. I literally go everywhere with my phone, and I was talking about this with my husband, because what's happening nowadays is that we've become so addicted to our phones and so addicted to constantly be looking at our phones. Every free minute that we have, we need to fill it in, even looking at our phones. And sometimes we have nothing to do, but okay, we got a free minute. Instead of taking a breath and calming down, we just need to go on our phones and refresh our emails, see if we got a new email, or I don't know. It's just crazy. It's like we cannot be alone with our own thoughts. We have to constantly be on the phone, and the reality is that it's not helping us. It's only draining us. It's like even to go to the bathroom. Tell me if this happens to you, but I was talking to my husband, and we both agree that even when we go to the bathroom, it's like we can't even do our business in peace, because we are like, we need to look at our phones while we are sitting in the toilet. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Tell me if this happens to you, but I've heard other people talking about this. It's just insane. I just find that it is a bit sick, and I want to be better at that, and kind of like any free minute that I have, I don't want to be going on my phone. If I have a free minute, I want to make sure that I'm using that to kind of like catch my breath and not be constantly trying to fill every second of my day with the phone or anything else to be so. And this ties in with the last part of the goal, the last part of this theme of lifestyle, wellness, and fitness, is to stop doing everything at the same time, or trying to do everything at the same time. Stop rushing and do everything a bit slower. I think we're starting to see this a lot this year. I think I've heard other creators talk about this, and it's so important, because I'm the kind of person that I just love to be doing everything at the same time. I'm working, I'm checking my personal phone while I'm working, and then I'm trying to do something on my personal phone at the same time. I am cooking, but then I'm also trying to create content in between. And then, you know, it just becomes so hectic, and it's unnecessary to be constantly trying to do everything at the same time. Let me know if this happens to you. I know we as women, we're multitaskers, and sometimes it works. Sometimes it works to be a multitasker, and we can actually do that as women. We can do that, especially when it comes to things that don't require too much an analysis. So things in the kitchen, you can be cooking several things at the same time. Sure, I think that's not the worst, but the problem is that, again, as women, you feel the need that you have to do everything at the same time. So you don't just stop there. As you try and cook several things at the same time, you're also trying to clean up the house. You're also trying to create content. At least in my case, I'm trying to create content, like trying to edit a reel or something in the meantime. And it just becomes too much. So I'm really trying to make a conscious effort. Granted, not perfect. I'm really trying to make a conscious effort. Just like slow down, take a breath, and focus at one thing at the time. Focus at one thing that I'm doing. If I'm cooking, I'm not doing content. I'll take a moment afterwards and do that. It's not going to be any better if I try to rush it and do it all at the same time that I'm doing any other things. And that is another thing. I want to slow down. I want to slow down because I feel like I'm constantly rushing. I don't know if this happens to you, but this, since I've been living in London, has been a big issue. Since living in London, I have noticed that I'm constantly rushing. I was always the kind of person who just didn't like wasting time, but being in London, it just feels a lot more hectic. And I have definitely just gonna clean up my eyes and also prep my skin because it's been a while since I did my skin prep, so it's a little bit dry. First, clean up my eyes and then put on some moisturizer and just like a skin prep. So I'm going to use this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Eye Base. So living in London, I have noticed that I'm always rushing even when I don't need to rush. I don't know if you've noticed this. If you are from London, let me know. That even when you're walking in the train station or to get the bus, you're kind of like, you're always in a rush. That happens to me, and more than, you know, often I catch myself like, why am I rushing? I don't need to rush. And it's just because I feel everybody else is rushing. I feel the need that I need to rush. And it's just crazy. And that's also happening in other areas of my life. Like I feel like I need to rush cooking. I mean, why do I have to rush cooking? I mean, during the week, because I have to work. Yeah, I need to be a little bit quicker. But during the weekend, sometimes I feel that I'm so stressed that I'm rushing the cooking. I'm like, we need to eat like at 7. It's like, who says that I have to eat at 7? It's okay if I eat a little later. Why do I need to rush instead of enjoying the process? So that's definitely something that I want to be doing more this 2026. It's about slowing down, being a little bit more mindful of everything else that I'm doing, and about doing less things but more quality stuff, if that makes sense. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm just gonna prep my skin. I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Base. I'm also trying to use this product a little bit more because I've had it for a while and I just don't want it to go bad. I don't think it's gone bad. It actually smells really nice. This both of these, the Vitamin Enriched one and the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. Yeah, you got face base and then the eye base. They're both wonderful. I love them. And I'm trying to use them up because I just have so many things. That's going to align with the next theme of the goals that I have, which is beauty. So I have several beauty goals this year, and the first one is in relation to skincare, which is perfect because I'm applying some bit of skincare. This is a moisturizer, but at the same time it works as a primer so that your makeup, your foundation applies a lot more seamlessly, and it's also gonna help it last longer. And for that, for foundation, I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, which I'm also trying to finish. Just gonna apply it with my favorite foundation brush now, which is this one from BK Beauty, the 101. And I'm also gonna link all my brushes. I forgot to link them in my video from last week, so I'm gonna try and do that because I'm sure a lot of you are interested in the brushes that I'm using. And so in terms of beauty, I have a skincare goal, which is first of all to be consistent with my skincare. So not just consistent in terms of the steps that I do, as in being consistent with washing my face, applying my serums, but also consistent in terms of the exact products that I'm using. And this is really important because if you're constantly switching up your serums and things like that, you are likely to develop some kind of skin irritation. I really want to avoid that. I've talked about this in my skincare videos, that one of my priorities is to avoid skin irritation, and a way to do that is to be consistent as well with the products that you're using. And for that, I have been already consistent, for instance, with my Zip Nude Face, although I've paused the Nude Face for a little bit because I am focused now on the Zip, which is the beauty device that I've started using more recently. And stay tuned because I will be preparing a video where I compare the Zip versus the Nude Face. So let me know if you're looking forward to that. But I'm already consistent with that, and I love using those devices because they help me with my skin feeling a lot more firmer, also with glow, and also with lymphatic drainage, which I really need, especially in the mornings. But also I want to be consistent in terms of the serums that I use, in the sense that I'm going to go through at least 3 bottles of the same serums. And those serums are my retinoid serum, which I talk about in my skincare video, nighttime skincare video, and my vitamin C, I talk about that one in my morning skincare routine, and my azelaic acid serum. That one I didn't mention in those videos because I only started using it afterwards. And I'm gonna go through 3 bottles of those, as well as my exfoliating treatments, which is this one from First Aid Beauty. I'm gonna go through this. I'm going to try and go through these, might get maybe 1 more before I decide to switch to another product. So the idea is to go through the same serums at least 3 times to give them a reasonable amount of time to actually see the benefits in my skin. Because what happens is that our skin has a cycle of 28 days, that you can use one product, but 28 days, it's only after 28 days that you might see some result. So staying consistent with the same products for a long period of time is going to give you a better understanding of how those products work for your skin. So that's why I decided to stay consistent, and also this is going to minimize any irritation that I might get from constantly changing my products, my skincare products. So that is my main goal with my skincare. And then an adjacent goal that I have, and I have this goal, I've been having this goal for years now, is to actually see a dermatologist, because I do have melasma. I don't know if you can see it in this light. I've already covered it a little bit with my makeup, but I do have melasma, and I know that I'm doing a lot of things that are right to help me with my melasma, but I definitely would like to have the opinion of a dermatologist just to be sure that I'm using the right things, and if there's anything else that I can do outside of my skincare to help me with my melasma. I know why it's being so persistent, but I think it would be really good to see a dermatologist just to help better understand if there's another angle around it, so that I can definitely tackle it. And also because I have been suffering with irritation around the mouth. You also can't see it right now, and it would be really helpful for a dermatologist to have a look and to properly assess it. So important. I'm doing everything I can as far as I understand about skincare and all that, but I would like them to assess, like a proper assessment from a dermatologist. I know that there's things like stress and all that that also affect the quality of the skin. So once I get my rest also in order, and I have more consistent sleep, and I have better energy, it's probably going to help the quality of my skin as well. My other goal in terms of beauty has to do with makeup. I love makeup. As you know, this is a channel focused in beauty, and one of the biggest focuses is makeup because I love makeup. I'm a makeup artist at heart. I don't work as a makeup artist, but maybe one day I might have to start doing some makeup artist work. I love makeup, but one goal that I have this year is not to follow trends. And when I talk about not to follow trends, I don't mean like in terms of, spring makeup or certain colors that are trending. That I like. I don't mind that. The trend that I don't like is that we're constantly trying to get the newest launches of products. I really don't like that. Chasing the newest launch the whole time is something that is not sustainable. It's only making people feel that they're missing out, and it's cultivating a culture of consumption. Consumerism. Is that the right word? Guys, forgive me if I'm not saying this correctly. But you know what I mean. I don't want to cultivate a culture that we are like, oh, we constantly need to be chasing the newest launches of makeup. And to be honest, I'm kind of fed up. I love makeup. Don't get me wrong. I love makeup. And again, I'm a makeup artist at heart. But it is ridiculous what's happening nowadays, that we have had so many launches in 2025. There's so many launches left, right. There's so many makeup launches. It was so hard to keep up, even for like people who are much bigger here on YouTube. I mean, so many big celebrity makeup artists, people that are really famous. I mean, even for them, it was really hard to keep up. And it just feels like it's just so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. And you know what? A lot of the launches weren't even that good. There's so many brands coming out with similar products, and nothing was really that special. So honestly, that is something that I don't want to be doing in this 2026. Sure, I might be getting some products from a brand to try, but by no means I want to be telling people that we need to be exploring the latest launches. We need to be getting the products that are consistently coming out. Not at all. The goal with my channel is always going to be sharing makeup products that actually work, that I really love and that I know you're gonna love, regardless if they're new or if they're old. So that is one really important goal that I have, is not to fall into overconsumption of products, not to encourage chasing the latest launches, especially in the makeup industry, because we don't need that much makeup. I'm sure most people have more makeup than they need. So it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Amazing brush, by the way. This is the BK Beauty by Hot and Flashy, Angie Hot and Flashy, the A506. Complicated name for a brush. It's really good for blending concealer, very seamless. I'm still gonna go over it with my sponge. I just like doing this. So another makeup goal that I have is to encourage people to finish their products. I want to finish my products. I don't want to be buying products before I have finished some of my products, at least. I think it's so important, because otherwise we just keep on buying new things. The other things that we have that are still perfectly good and are actually good products, we set them aside or we throw them out before they have actually expired. We stop using it and we just become consumerists, and it's wasteful. And it's just not good for our budget. We could probably be saving some money and using that on something that is a little bit more healthier for ourselves. So definitely, I love makeup and I'm going to continue buying makeup, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm finishing up some of my products before I buy new products. Like right now, I'm finishing this one. Also the foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to create a reel about that. I really want to encourage people to finish their products, because they're good products. The foundation that I'm using is a foundation that it came out a few years ago, and it's so good. We're seeing a lot of new launches this year, and we have to be more focused and not listen to the noise and constantly be following the new launches, because otherwise, I don't know, we're gonna be broke people. I know that I would be broke if I would be trying to get all the newest launches. And there's so many new foundations, concealers this year. I mean, I just used the one from Charlotte Tilbury, and that's not old. I bought that. I think it literally has a year. It's a year ago that I bought it. It's still good. But now this year, Charlotte Tilbury came out with a new one. I am very intrigued about that one, actually. I'm very intrigued about that one, but I have a few concealers going, and I think until I don't finish one of those, I cannot be testing another concealer. I am tempted to try the one from Charlotte Tilbury, because I've heard a lot of great things. And which other concealer? I think mainly that one. I'm not really intrigued about other concealers, to be honest. I'm really selective when it comes to makeup, so I want to make sure that I am just getting things that look good you know, work really well, perform well, that the relation between the price, the packaging, and the quality of the product is good. Those are the things that I look for in products, and I just don't want to have so many products that makes me feel overwhelmed. I'm not there yet, people, where I'm a proper influencer that receives tons of makeup, and I have already received some products from brands, and I am already feeling a little overwhelmed. I don't know what to do with some of the things because, you know, I can't use it all. And I am definitely someone that I have certain preferences. I have makeup that I like to use, and then there are things that I don't like, and that's it. Okay, my last goal for beauty has to do with my hair. So that's a hair goal, hair health goal. And I think I've been doing really good at taking care of my hair. I cut my hair in the summer, and I think it's grown a lot. It's definitely looking very healthy. I feel like I've done the best I can with my hair. There's definitely one other thing that I still need is I definitely want to have a hair dryer, like something from Dyson. I really want to try one of those because that will definitely diminish the amount of heat that I use in my hair. And I think that is key for maintaining healthy hair. Although most importantly is that if you are going to use some heat, to use a thermal protectant, which I already do. So in terms of the steps and things to preserving the health of my hair, I think I've done everything that I can. And then again, the sleep issue is also going to feed into the health of my hair. Once I regulate my sleep, which I definitely have, I'm starting to feel a lot better energy, and I'm starting to sleep better. I haven't been using sleeping pills or things like that for the last 3-4 weeks now, I think. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting better. That's also going to help with my overall health, including my hair. But I have to say, my hair is looking a lot better. I've been doing a lot of things that help. But there's one thing that I've been wanting to do since last year is to use a hair serum consistently every night. And this is something that chemist Alexandra Arriaga, who is also Venezuelan, that she's mostly on Instagram, but she's a chemist and she specializes in studying hair and hair chemistry and all that. So she's always giving the best advice, by the way, based on science to take care of your hair. And she advises the use of a serum every night, as oil or serum every night on your ends to prevent further damage, to protect your hair, and so that you can actually grow it and you don't have to be cutting it so often. So that is one thing that I haven't been able to start doing, and I definitely want to do. But the reason why I haven't done it is because I do have hair oils, but I find that they can be very heavy for applying them every day. They can weigh down my hair, especially because I don't wash my hair so often. So if I'm going to use a hair serum, I want to use something that's very light, that won't weigh my hair down, so that I can actually use it every night. And the one that I have just got, finally I'm getting my hands on it, is the one from Kerastase, because I did do some research because there are some more affordable ones. And if you know me, I like using both luxury hair care products and affordable ones like from the drugstore. But the ones from the drugstore, I find that they are heavier, at least what I saw in my investigation. I haven't tested them like physically. So I'll be testing the one from Kerastase real soon. I should receive it today or tomorrow. So I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link it down below. It's a hair serum and it's supposed to be lightweight enough so that I can use it every night to further protect my hair, maximize hair protection and hair health in this 2026. In 2026, I will also be filming some hair care videos. I think 2025, I didn't do any hair care videos, but all of my previous hair care videos are still good. They are still in line with what I do and what I recommend. So if you're interested in those, go check them out in my channel. I may not be able to list them down below, but if you go into my channel, and I do have playlists of hair care, and I have there all my videos on my hair care routines, the products that I use and things like that. But I definitely need to do some updated one. And I especially am going to do a video that is about what I do to preserve the health of my hair so I can grow long, strong, shiny and healthy hair. So leave a comment down below if you are looking forward to the hair care video. I'll definitely be sharing that hopefully sooner rather than later. Just applying a little bit of this eyeshadow here just so that the look looks more cohesive. And by the way, I hope you're enjoying this style of video. A lot of people are, my Spanish one seemed to have gone very well. People were enjoying it and they left me some really good feedback. So hopefully my English speaking audience will also be enjoying it. So please let me know if you are enjoying it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Cool. So now let's go into my content creation and content growth goals. And I have, while I apply my blush, I'm trying to finish this blush from Tilbury, which by the way, I really like, but I just don't like this packaging. This packaging is awful. It's awful because it leaks and it's just really hard to use. Why can't they do something different? Oh my god, I feel like it's going to... I like to take it like this, and then I blend a little bit of it behind my hat into the brush so that it doesn't go blotchy on my face. All right, so in terms of content creation, the first goal that I have has to do with consistency over perfection. What does that mean? That I really want to focus on being consistent with my content, and sometimes I struggle because I want to make my videos, you know, more polished, better, with better editing and stuff. But at the moment, I'm just not there yet. I don't have anybody that can help me edit. I don't have the means to get people to help me, and I am improving my own editing skills. So sometimes it can be difficult because I beat myself up because my video is not as good, doesn't have the best music, it's the transitions, the quality of the camera, whatnot. Sometimes it's hard because I want it to be better, because I know you will really appreciate it. But the reality is that there's only so much I can do, and I should focus more on consistency. Even if the video is not perfectly edited, what's most important is that something is out, that something providing you value is out, even though the video is a little bit more rough on the edges in terms of the quality of the editing and all these things. The most important is to actually get something out, and that is what I want to focus on in 2026, is inconsistency over perfection with my channel. I definitely did fall off the wagon a little bit 2025. There were a few, I think more than a few times that I missed on publishing, on uploading a YouTube video, and it sucks. It hurts me because I really want to be able to be consistent with my channel and sharing with you as much as possible, because I know a lot of you are enjoying it and I enjoy it too. And the next goal that has to do with content creation and content growth and all that is to create systems to help me not burn out. And this is especially has to do, I'm just going to use this Backstage palette. I've been loving this. I spoke about this in December. It's what I got in Black Friday. It's an amazing palette. Absolutely love it. And in terms of creating systems to help me, and this is especially to do with Instagram, because Instagram is a hard platform. If you know, you know, it's really hard to grow there. And I definitely want to grow, but I cannot focus on growing without having the systems to help me create content to be posting there. And I struggle a lot with Instagram because the way content is there is, it's a lot more fast paced. So sometimes it's like, what short video do I create? What kind of reel do I create? So I'm trying to I'm still learning, like, what kind of things can I share there. So that's why it's a bit all over the place at the moment. But I do love Instagram. I love sharing it, especially on stories. I share almost every day. I'm very present there, and I love sharing on stories, but I don't really grow too much because it's not being shared in publicly, like in reels and posts. Those are available for other people to see and to get to know me. So I am making a bigger effort in creating systems that help me create reels and posts, even if they're not perfectly edited, because that's the other thing on Instagram. What scares me is that all the videos that people put out there are so nice. I always feel like my reels and posts are just a bit shitty. I'm sorry, I have to admit it. I feel like my content is not as pretty, is not as good looking. The lighting, the makeup, everything is just a bit weird. And then because you have to do everything so much shorter, as in like the videos are shorter, if you're going to explain something, you have to do it so quick. I feel like I end up sounding a little bit more robotic. But anyway, I'm improving that. So the goal is to create systems to avoid burnout, because it does stress me out. Instagram stresses me out if I have to be consistent posting 3 times a week. It seems like a little, but no, it's a lot, because I'm also doing YouTube. I'm also editing YouTube. I'm also preparing for YouTube. So it is very demanding, and I do have a full-time job, and I have a house to take care of and a husband, and I don't have children yet, and I don't know if I had children, I don't know what I would do. But anyway, that's that goal. I'm going to use this other powder. This is a powder from GUERLAIN, the Meteorites. I love this powder. It's so nice as a finishing powder. So I already powdered, but I'm going to use this as a finishing powder, which is just going to help all the blush, the bronzer, everything kind of like tie in with the skin, so it looks more seamless, the transition between the bronzer, the blush, and everything, and it just makes the skin look a little bit more perfected and also blurred a little bit. This powder is so good. Hopefully I remember to put it in the list down below as well. And the third one has to do again with the first one, that's consistency over perfection, but it's more in the sense of quality of information rather than with the perfection of the editing and things like that. So definitely I want to focus on the quality of the information. That has always been a priority for me with my channel, is to give you good, reliable information, to give you honest reviews about products that I genuinely love, that I've genuinely tested, and that I can recommend because I know they are good and worth it and that you will like. But it's also about the information in the sense of giving you trustworthy information. And just so you know, whenever I give you information, when it comes to things that are a little bit more sciencey, like skincare, ingredients, and things like that, I always like to look at what are various dermatologists saying. So not just one, but what are various dermatologists saying, what are various experts saying about skincare, hair care, all these kind of things. I like to look at what several people in the industry are saying and give you the information in a very objective way, so that it's not just like, this is what I say, it's what they're saying, and now I'm giving it to you. I'm doing all the research for you and presenting it to you in a simple way, very easy to digest, and then it's you who will decide how to apply that information to yourself. On top of that, of course, I will be sharing my honest experience with things and the things that I have learned along the way. I hope that makes sense. This goal is a bit strange, but it is basically to focus on the quality of the information that I'm giving you, whether that is honest reviews, experiences, and information that is reliable based on scientific evidence and what the experts, the true experts, are saying, and not just like telling you that, you know, clean beauty is better than everything else. I won't say that. I won't be telling you that. Just gonna set my makeup with my Vive Invisible setting spray. And I'm gonna do my mascara now. I'm not going to apply my eyelash primer today. So if you've seen my reels, I have been sharing about my eyelash primer. I'm just gonna go straight into my mascara, which is the Le Volume de Chanel. Meanwhile, I've talked to you about my final goal in relation to content creation and growth in social media, specifically with YouTube. One of my goals is to gain 10,000 subscribers. I was telling my husband I would like it to be 20,000 subscribers, because, you know, you always need to dream big, and I'm trying to dream big, but I'm happy with 10,000 subscribers. If I can reach 10,000 subscribers this year, oh my God, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy. Last year I wanted to reach 5,000 subscribers, but it was so hard. I still haven't reached the 5,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and make sure you're sharing with your family and friends, because I love to have you, and it will just help me so much to continue to grow in this space. And along with that goal of growing in terms of having more subscribers, so we want to reach 10,000 subscribers, so please help me out. Let's get there. I know we can do this. I also want to be working this year. I want to be working more with brands, and specifically I want to be working with brands that I genuinely love, okay? I don't want to be promoting brands or collaborating with brands that I have absolutely no interest in. That's just It's just not gonna happen. First of all, I don't even have the energy. I work full time, so unless it's a brand that I genuinely like, I have no time and no interest and no time to be working with. Simple as that. And also because I don't want to be recommending things that I personally don't like and then you may not like either. So last year it was really nice to be able to work with Zip. I've been working with them, but it's more in terms of being affiliated to them. So it's not like they are sponsoring or we're collaborating in any way. So I definitely like to do something more like that, like a sponsorship or collaboration. As much as I love creating content, it is really important to also have that retribution for doing it, because that will allow me to also improve the quality of my videos, improve the information, be able to test products and give you reliable reviews, reliable information, and also genuinely share things that I like. And also with the retribution or whatever I earn from that, I can invest in towards the channel, into maybe getting someone to help me with the editing to make the quality of the videos even better. So it will be amazing to work with some brands this year. I definitely want to land some collaborations and sponsorships. So I'm gonna work on that this year. And yeah, hopefully work with brands that I love and that you love as well. Let me know what are the brands that you love, that you would love to see me working with. That would be actually really interesting. Let me know what brands would you love to see me working with. My eyelashes have been so insane this year. I'm so happy how long they are, and it just definitely comes down to the care that I've been giving them. I use my eyelash serum every night, my Sweet Lash serum, and of course the mascara that I use. I curl my eyelashes of course as well, and this mascara really helps. And the primer, the Essence primer, if you've seen my Instagram stories recently about the eyelash primer, I'll show you. It's this one I used before. When I use this and my mascara from Chanel, my eyelashes look like they are false lashes. I mean, they really look like false lashes, but with this, even more so. They look a little bit thicker and even longer. So let's do a lipstick, and let's do something simple, something that I haven't done. I think I haven't done this lip combo here on YouTube, and I want to do something a little bit more simple. I feel that will go well with this shirt as well. So I'm going to use a Chanel lip liner, and this is one that I just recently opened. This is a new Chanel lip liner. I mean, it's a repurchase because I already had this lip liner, and I finished it, so I repurchased it. And this is the Longwear lip pencil from Chanel in the color 164 Vivant. I have at least 3 lip liners from Chanel that I just love. They're my favorite luxury lip liners. So I'm just gonna line my lips here, and this is a beautiful, like a mauvey pink nude, and then I overline the top of my lips here. But yeah, I have a lot of video ideas as well for this year. I have the hair care videos, I have a lot of empties. I know a lot of you love watching my empties videos, and I have a ton of empties that I need to sort out and plan some videos. I have some hair care videos, some skincare videos. I remember in my last skincare video I talk about melasma. That's a video that I'm going to be working on as well, telling you what it is if you don't understand so much what is melasma and how it happens, how you can treat it. In that video I'll be talking about that. I have some live videos as well that I want to do. If you like Spanglish videos, my Spanglish live videos, they're really fun. If you want to practice your Spanish or English, they're really fun, and they're more like in the moment, and they're fun. We just talk about makeup and just hang out together basically. So let me know, what videos are you looking to see from me here on YouTube? I'm gonna finalize putting on this lipstick, also from Chanel. This is like a really comfortable lipstick that is like a really light lip balm with a little bit of color. And this is the this is the Rouge Coco Flash 84, number 84 Immediate. And it's this beautiful light pink. It's very hydrating and nourishing, but also very lightweight. Let me just take this off and show you. This is the makeup for today in this Get Ready With Me, and those were my goals for 2026 when it comes to lifestyle, wellness, fitness, beauty, and content creation and content growth. those are my goals. Let me know if you share some of these goals. Tell me down below so that we can support each other as a community. We can support each other and cheer each other to achieve these goals together in this 2026. This is the final look of the makeup. I'm just gonna come closer so you can see. It's a really nice makeup. I actually really like it. I feel very Barbie doll today. I hope you enjoyed spending this time with me, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you did and you watched this video all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. And let me know if you share some of these goals, and if not, I hope this video has inspired you to set some of your own goals. And with that, I hope you have a lovely day. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of blessings and kisses. Ciao. See you in the next video.